sing a beautiful song for us today. It brings tears to our eyes, but it makes us think. This young man didn't like music. I've got to tell this story, so it's not to tell it, but I'm going to. Didn't like music when he had me as a music teacher. Didn't want to sing, didn't want to dance, didn't want to do any of that. Well, the poor little thing, it's a good thing words aren't fattening, because he had to eat all those words. So right now I'd like to introduce Isaac Portland.
Yes, that is true. I didn't like music. That's all I'm going to say about that. I walked through the county courthouse square. On a park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, "Your old courthouse is kind of run down." And he said, "All will do for our little town." I said, "Your old flagpole is kind of leaning a little bit. That's a brand new old flag you got hanging on." He said, "Have a seat." So I sat down. "Is this the first time you've been to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag." You see, we got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And it got powder burned the night that Francis Scott Key sat up watching it right, saying, "You see, got a little rip to New Orleans with Pakenham and Jackson coming that scene." And it almost fell on the Alamo beside the Texas flag, but she waved on them. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert A. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that rugged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she took a bad hit from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She had a lamp and glow by the time battle was over. She was in Korea, in Vietnam. She went where she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She waved our ships upon the briny foam, and now as I quit waving her back here at home. In her own good land, here she's been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied, refused. And the very government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare, and she's wearing down thin, but she's in good shape in the shape she's in. She's been through the fire before. She can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, and we bring her down slowly every night. We don't let her touch the ground, we fold her upright. On second thought, I do like to brag, because I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Isaac. Now I'm going to turn the podium over to our guest speaker, Mr. Billy Lane.
Good to be back here at Cannelton. I had the privilege of participating in the teaching ministries of Myers Elementary, a couple of 3 years around 2007. 107 years ago. Does anyone, any math students know what year that would be? 107 years ago from this day. I see some hands. All right, all you students are really good in math and do well, but also know the rest of us are a little bit agitated. But that's going to be okay. Because 107 years ago, there was a celebration. It's called Armistice Day. It was the end of World War I. I don't think they named it World War I at that time, anticipating that there would be another one. But the reality of it is that those who go and serve, they sacrifice, and many, as we know, when we have our Memorial Day, many give in their life to these endeavors. So those who made it through, to recognize the sacrifice is no small thing. 107 years ago, it began as a national practice to acknowledge the sacrifices, to acknowledge the efforts of all those who served, and not only them, their families, who was to keep it real. But what I hope we can see this day, and as it seemed 54 years later, it is for all veterans, whether they served in wartime or peacetime. It was always a challenge. It was heavy for the family members. There was a dedication to an effort that is uncommon. I pray that you and I today can acknowledge that these wars, these practices of military force are there for our benefit. How can we honor veterans today? Many ways, as we're doing now. Thank you all who helped put this together. It's no small effort. I understand that. All of you who are here. And I pray that you and I can see this as something bigger than ourselves. My own time, my small footprint of that effort across the span 34 years, in which I was accredited to 24 years of service, I got to travel to 7 different states to the east, 7 different countries. Got to be a part of those kind of situations. But in that, what some would call sacrifice, I found in experiencing, and I want you to hear this, when there is sacrifice, there will be blessings. When you get thrown into a tough place, and I'm not just talking about the tip of the spear around this world, where trauma is, where hostilities are. I'm talking about anywhere you and I find ourselves even this day. When I get put in a traumatic place, I can respond in 2 ways. For individuals that serve with our military, they responded, many, I can't speak for all, but most places I got to go, the mission was, we're going to establish some peace here. We're here for a purpose to put things in order. Children, if you have a day that is very hectic, you are not too young to participate in being a presence of peace. Anywhere our military was sent, we were there not only to establish a force that those who did not want peace had to deal with, but what really carried in each country, in each engagement, and each activity that we found ourselves in was not how big and bad we could be, but how kind we could be. And that's what's going to carry in each of our lives. If we just gallivant around the world, around the country, flexing our muscle or strength, that makes us a bully. In my home, in my classroom, if my efforts there are to intimidate, to show myself as being superior, you won't have peace. And that's not what good children can do. For those in the military, you have many opportunities, I trust, to show people what love looks like. Simple acts of kindness and generosity, sharing some food, or being patient with people who have been in traumatic situations and come along beside them. And this is no small thing. When someone comes beside you, when you're having a tough day, just being kind to that person, connects. This day, I would encourage each here, children especially, listen. You have an opportunity today to be kind to someone. It doesn't just happen. You know, by our character, we're usually task-driven. We're going through the day. It's like a war situation. You're going through the motions. You're doing the mission. But you can slow down and see where a simple act of kindness can have a lasting imprint on someone. Seek that. If you wish to be a peacemaker, which is an integral part of our military forces, being a peacemaker, you can start even now in your home, in your classroom, in your neighborhood, wherever you find yourself. Be an encourager. There's teachers that have helped you today with lessons, helping learning. Those who raise their hand and do the math for that 107 years, how long ago that was. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. You learn things that you can help others with. So this day, I pray that each and every one of us who desire peace. Is there anyone? Don't raise your hand. Does not want peace? A day without stress? A day without the mess? A day without the raised voices and the hostility? We all must have this. To live in a way that reflects the efforts of every veteran who has ever been and who ever will be. You want to honor the veterans this day? Be a peacemaker. Be a peacemaker. Peace is available. And we can start right here, even in Cannelton schools, in this lovely city. People can see that they are worthy of love. If someone's getting agitated, I don't have to get agitated back. I can consider what does that person need this day. Be very intentional this day, all of us, myself included. What can I do to help someone? I may not come to mind now, but keep your eyes open during the course of this day as you're walking and talking and interacting in your classrooms on the way home. You done had lunch. Was it hamburgers today? Did anyone get to share food, or is that allowed? We don't want to break the rules. But anyway, there's opportunities to be kind. If it's just sharing a piece of food, if it's helping someone out that fell down, or with the books, or crossing the street, it's no small thing, because that is a beautiful thing that is always lacking in most people's life, is kindness. And where there's kindness, there will be peace. Know that you're loved. Look around you. There's someone around you that needs encouragement. How can you pick that person out? Well, they're probably breathing. Everyone that's breathing needs encouragement. I hope you can be encouraged this day. I certainly am. I'm thankful that I can be a small part of this celebration. Very good.
Next, Ms. Anonymous will honor the fallen soldiers.
We call your attention to the small which occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. We call them colonels. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families, so we join together to pay humble tribute to them and to bear witness to their continued absence. The table is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her suppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The single rose in the vase signifies the blood they may have shed in sacrifice to
Today we know that conflict as the first Gulf War. It is most commonly known as Operation Desert Storm. As a result, the United States suffered only 383 casualties. 383. Compared to other conflicts and wars, this seems small. However, one of those belongs to us. One of those is ours, and suddenly that number one seems larger. On February 25th, 1991, Mark Allen Miller died during Operation Desert Storm in Saudi Arabia at the age of 20. He was a private first class in the United States Army. Mark was born on June 22nd, 1970, to Charles Miller and Jane Varner. He was a member of this community. He walked our streets and our high school hallways and played baseball at the Legion Field. He was one of us. Mark Miller was a graduate of Cannelton's 88 class. He was strongly committed to school and sports. Many of Mark's teachers still fondly remember his charisma and his personality, and we still have a few teachers here today that will hold on to the memories of him. He was an outstanding citizen, always unselfishly putting his community, his classmates, and his brothers and sisters in arms first. One could say that Mark's life was centered on the service of others. Mark Miller will forever be remembered by this community for his legacy of service to others and for the ultimate sacrifice he paid for our freedom. I ask every student in this gym to strive to Mark's heights by showing your appreciation through your own actions. Help your neighbors around you, assist your peers in class, and support your teammates on the court or in the field. We honor Mark Miller every year in this gym and will forever remember that he, like so many others, paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Please remember Mark and our veterans here today at this moment. Not just today, but think of them every day hereafter. Honor them with your actions. It is my privilege today to introduce you to his mother, Jane, who is with us today. Jane, would you wave or stand, please? And we recognize her.
If we could at this time, let's have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. We had a young man that was going to read his essay. He's a freshman, but he was unable to do that for us today. So we had this young lady who stepped in. And I praise her for this and admire her for this. And I'm going to introduce Ms. Izzy Shepherd.
Hi, my name is Izzy. I am in 7th grade and I am 13. The reason why Veterans Day is important to me is I always thought it was amazing how much courage they have to be able to fight for the people they don't even know. I think Veterans Day is important because it's not just about the people that fought, it's about people that fight for us, and it's about honoring the ones that couldn't make it back. They have so much bravery and strength that they had to fight and not give up. The ones that didn't make it deserve just as much thanks as the ones that did. I hope one day I'll be just as successful as them. They have so much bravery. Veterans Day is one of my favorite holidays of the year because it gives me a chance to thank the ones that inspired me. When I graduate, I am planning to join the Air Force. I have always wanted to fly and help people, so I have always thought the people in the Air Force were the coolest people on earth. I know that it will be hard, but I want to repay the country that has done so much for me. And I hope that one day I can be just as successful as all the veterans that sacrificed everything for people they don't even know. I don't think anyone can count how many people have died for us. The reason I want to join the Air Force is because if I die saving people, then my whole life was worth it. There are people who ask me why I want to join and say it'll be scary. Since I was a little kid, I have always thought it was so cool how people will take everything just for people they love. My family got lucky because my uncle is a veteran and he made it back. I am so thankful that he made it back, and I feel so bad for the families of the people that didn't make it back. Part of the reason I really want to join is because I count it as repaying the lives of the people that didn't make it back. I really want to fly for the Air Force, and I hope that it happens. It's my dream job. I wish everyone could make it back, and I am so glad we have a day to appreciate the people that fought for us. And I hope that one day I can be just as amazing as everyone that fought. Thank you.
Veterans, if I call your name, can you please stand so the rest of the young ladies can bring their certificates? Robert Edwards, Air Force, 796.
people in the back. What do you say about people in the back?